Improved gunplay experiences. We have the centered crosshair. Yup. Perfect. Dark sight aim helper. A simple dot crosshair will now show whenever dark sight is entered. This helps to properly aim when performing interactions for traits like necromancer, serpent, remedy, etc. Also applies in beetle view, allowing you to place ping markers more easily. Nice quality of life change, especially placing pings with the beetle. Like these ones with serpent and remedy and necromancer, you kind of just get a feel for it. But with the beetle, yeah, I definitely like messed up a ping or two. So good change. Ballistics. The concept of ballistics focus on a projectile being pulled down by gravity as it travels. Okay, so this is going to be bullet drop. This is going to be interesting. Firing the shooter to adjust aim over a certain distance. Yep. This update, we are consistently applying projectile ballistics across the entire arsenal, including an exciting new layer for players to explore for weapon mastery. A million changes, oh god. To compensate for these gunplay updates, additional changes have been made alongside them to help deal with increased difficulty. Headshots from a single bullet are now always lethal. Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Damage falloff has been adjusted. Interesting, retaining more damage over distance than previously in most cases, including shotguns. Okay, although the adjustment to shotguns isn't as large as the increased other firearms. So that's actually really, really cool. I quite like that. Um, this is something that I've been kind of advocating for a while because like compact and medium weapons drop off after 20 meters, which is just like they start losing damage after 20 meters as opposed to like say a long ammo rifle which drops off at 40. I was advocating for adjustments to maybe kind of make that extend that a little bit to reduce the need for FMJ. And honestly, yeah, this is pretty good. I quite like this one. We'll have to see how far it actually is, but even if it's just like 5 or 10 meters, that's kind of nice. I don't know. Um, Minimum damage to the upper torso at any range for all firearms apart from shotguns, and the Derringer is now 25. Okay. Shotgun maximum combat ranges have increased to allow for better suppression of enemies and igniting barrels and lanterns. Okay. Interesting. So they want it so better suppression of enemies. I guess like they're just talking about like aim punch? I don't know. Um, and for igniting barrels and lanterns, interesting. Shotgun spread has been globally narrowed down and damage has been slightly increased. This is especially noticeable for the sawn-off variants. Okay, so hand cannons are probably going to be pretty good now. We'll have to see because some of them were pretty inconsistent. It was really just like the Romero and maybe like the Terminus hand cannon just because you could spam it quite a bit. But like, especially with buckshot, rival hand cannon, Spectre Compact, kind of dumpy. So I guess we'll have to test those out eventually and see what how those feel now. Slight picture adjustment have made for many weapons to normalize the thickness of their front sights. Yeah, we saw that already. Kind of not a huge fan of that. I liked having some of the thicker sights, but bleh. Distance to ping markers will be displayed if you ping locations using the spyglass. We got a spyglass buff. Holy shit. This feature was previously only working for pings in the shooting range by allowing its and by allowing its use in missions, it can help players get used to the new ballistics improvement for verifying distance and correcting aim. Cool, good change. Love that they're buffing the spyglass. Normalize maximum damage for all bullet projectiles. They will always travel around 500 meters before being deleted. So that was a thing that honestly I'm kind of happy that that's a thing. Again, that kind of reduces that super long range sniper. I don't know if long ammo deleted after 500 or if it was further than that, but having a normalized thing for that is just good. Uh, nice, nice fleshing out of all the things, making them very similar. Slight adjustment to crack scope lenses so they interfere less when you're trying to adjust your aim for ballistics, whatever that means. I guess maybe they're less cracked or the crack moved. Um, let's see. So yeah, this just talks a bit uh, more about bullet drop. Our goal is to focus primarily on playability and consistency. The impact these new variables have on our weapons provide balance overall instead of closely simulating physics. So yeah, they're saying right now this is not realistic. This is purely just for game balance, and I am so much more a fan of like them balancing around like actual game mechanics than realism because Hunt is not a realistic game. Let's not just take this curve. Let's not just turn 180 right now and be like, fuck it. We've always been realistic. Balance around what makes the game fun, please. For instance, long ammo weapons typically drop more sharply than other ammo types, while compact ammo experiences a flatter, gentler trajectory. Yes, we saw that already, making headshots potentially easier at long distances. Perfect. We expect this to present a particularly critical advantage. Now headshots are fatal from any distance. We'll see how that goes. This new like Winnie sniper that we saw up at the top there, the infantry sniper, could be pretty good, especially since it has high velocity. That might be like kind of the go-to sniper right now. I'm not sure. This is part of our wider efforts to reduce the dominance of long ammo weapons by ensuring all ammo types and weapons offer individual advantages. Honestly, so far, loving that they are taking a stance against long ammo. Long ammo has been top of the food chain for honestly too long. I'm glad that we're starting to see some shifts in the meta here, that long ammo is getting some nerfs and other things are getting some buffs. Perfect. Love that. Thank you. To give a consistent idea of the distance for all vertical aim adjustments need to be made, new weapon statistics called drop range can be seen in the store for each relevant weapon. Yep, we saw that already. It should be about, I think they said, between 20 to 50 meters past that listed range, you can still aim like at someone's head and still get a headshot. So I don't know. We'll have to test that one out. It's hard to tell just from the patch notes what uh what the drop ranges are going to be and how severe it's going to be. So I don't know. We'll see. It does say custom ammo may have a different drop range due to differing muzzle velocity. So I hope it talks about that right here. Okay, here we go. Drop intensity determines how intensely a projectile drops. That it is systemically affected by a weapon's muzzle velocity and its projectile weight. For example, larger projectiles will drop faster than lighter ones, but this can be compensated for by using faster flying projectile types if available. So compact ammo has the weakest drop, medium ammo is somewhere in the middle, long ammo has a strong drop, nitro has a very strong drop, so this could just be like a mortar with explosive ammo. Probably not, but that's a funny thing to picture in my brain. Bolts, arrows, and throwables remain as they were prior to this update. Okay, so yeah, the bigger the bullet, the more it drops. We kind of already understood that. Then it talks about custom ammo here. Some custom ammo types will systemically affect the ballistics of a projectile due to muzzle velocity. The FMJ and Doom Doom, stronger drop intensity due to reduced muzzle velocity. I'm going to have to see how this plays. FMJ might not be as important now that weapons have had their damage ranges increased. Again, we don't know by how far, but it doesn't say anything so far about FMJ not doing that anymore. So we'll have to see how strong that drop is. Meanwhile, high velocity and Spitzer reduce the drop just because it's going faster. Some custom ammo types have adjusted values. For example, explosive reduces the distance a bullet travels before it starts to drop. Okay, so it looks like explosive doesn't actually increase the drop intensity of it, but it looks like it just makes it so it starts dropping sooner. Honestly, unless we see a buff to explosive ammo here, I don't think anyone's really going to care too much, but we'll see. FMJ ammo has been renamed to Full Metal Jacket ammo has been renamed to FMJ ammo to help reduce clutter. Good. Damage multiplier change. There are so many changes here. Adjustments to damage multipliers for Hunter and some AI have been made. Change the headshot multiplier. Yep. Now lethal at any range except for armored hellhounds with metal masks and bigger monsters. The effective range stat has now been removed and replaced with the drop range. I can't speak right now. Bullet projectiles now retain more damage at longer ranges. Compact and medium bullets have been improved even with silence. Compact pistols able to inflict 25 or more damage to the upper torso at the longest range. Yep, medium rifle bullets now deal full damage up to 30 meters. Huge. Previously, they only dealt full damage up to 20. That's lovely. That's basically now just like the damage drop-off part of FMJ built into medium rifles. Love that change. Beautiful. Also, Vanyav2, thank you for the prime. I appreciate it. It doesn't say anything about like pistols or like compact rifles, but honestly, for medium rifles, really, really nice. Let's see. Shotgun changes. Globally reduced HUD crosshair size to match the actual spread in which shotgun pellets can hit. So previously, what the shotgun spread, the way it worked is the spread would only land within like 2/3, like the inner 2/3 of your crosshair. So That's more accurate. That should mean like that'll confuse people a lot less, especially newer players. Love that change. Slightly increase the damage at range, slightly decrease crosshair spread size, increase the travel distance of the projectile to 100 meters before disappearing. Medium barrel, or sorry, that's for long barrel shotguns. Medium barrel shotguns, slightly increase the damage at range, increase the travel distance to projectile, yeah, another 100 meters. Short barrel shotguns, it looks like the same thing, except increase one-shot kill range. Kind of nice. I think most of the hand cannons with I think most of the hand cannons with buckshot, aside from maybe like the Romero hand cannon, was pretty consistent up until about 9 to 10 meters. But the other ones, it felt like they were had a one-shot range of between like 6 to 8 meters. So I'm I'm excited to see what the hand cannons do now. Slug changes. Slugs now always have some minor spread deviation when fired, even in ADS. This means they are not fully accurate in medium to long distance. Slug spread now follows the rules of other single projectile ammo types. Crouching will decrease spread and movement will increase spread, hip only for these. So interesting. Jumping will increase spread. Nitro will also, the Nitro Express Rifle, although not a slug, follows this same rule set. Less reliable at hitting distant targets, but fairly accurate even at mid-range. Kind of a nice change. Slugs were pretty objectively the best ammo type to use if you had the skill to use them. This is an interesting way of balancing them, but honestly, I'm not opposed to it. It means we'll probably see less people just like, sniping you for like half your health from like 30 meters away with slugs. Um, less. It makes the Crowning King a little less of a monster with headshots, um, and slugs, and I guess the rival too to an extent. But I don't know. Honestly, fine change. Um, the addition of ballistics, slugs gained a huge boost, although benefiting from the global headshot damage changes in addition to their effective power at close range. Interesting. Okay, so slugs do have a global headshot range. That's kind of insane. uh, okay. Granted, there is some spread deviation. I have a feeling we're going to see people who are going to get absolutely domed from like 50 meters or like across a compound with a slug shotgun. That's interesting. Um, yeah, slug sniping is kind of. Oh my God, are we gonna see people run the Lamat carbine, uh, marksman with slug? Okay, anyways, I'm getting off point here. Um, yeah, so do they have drop off then? Because they say they gained a huge, with the addition of ballistics, slugs gained a huge boost. So I guess that means they don't have drop, which is kind of crazy. I think slug sniping might actually be like a very silly tactic, but I think it could work. You just really have to hit those headshots. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see, UI stuff. I'm not really going to read over this because I just want to go and look at it. And we saw a lot of the UI stuff with dev diaries. General updates, though. This is where we're going to get into the real meat and potatoes. This is going to be just like a lot of the balancing changes. Granted, there's been quite a few balancing changes here, but these are like the general ones. So, reduce the sway of all stockless rifles and the haymaker. So the upper mat is now the haymaker because they are held in two hands. So that's going to be lovely. That's going to make the Obras really nice then. I have a feeling. Same with the upper mat too, or the haymaker. That's a nice one. Reduce recoil for all dual pistols, making them easier to control. Sure. Might see an increase in how dualies work, but whatever. Reduce the damage of the uppercut and the haymaker to 123 and 122 respectively. Ouch. Personally, like ouch to the uppercut and ouch to the upper mat, but honestly, I don't give a shit. Uh, I I am of belief that the uppercut is the most overused weapon in the entire game. And if this, I still think the uppercut will be very, very good because 123 damage with long ammo, like damage drop off range for pistols, that's going to do a fair amount of damage at range still. So I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be a terrible pick. But if it increases the odds that people are going to take something maybe like the Pax or something like, I don't know, the Lamat, like just change it up a little bit, totally fine with that. Reduce the damage of the Haymaker to 122. Honestly, I thought the upper mat was really, really good before they buffed the damage on it. That muzzle velocity is really great. The extra ammo you get is really great. And with how consistent the shotgun is up until about like 6 meters, it's a pretty decent weapon still. I don't think you should be sleeping on this thing. We'll see how it works with bullet drop because it is long ammo, but I still think we'll see. I still think the Haymaker is probably pretty good. Increased friction of drop weapons to reduce sliding on slopes. Awesome. That means you won't kill someone on a roof and their guns won't slide all the way down. You won't be able to find them. Improve the spread on the Mako 1895 and all its variants. So this improves levering. Interesting. Trying to make levering a bit more viable for that. Honestly, I'm okay with that. Deadeye scope mobility changes. The player's mobility when aiming down sights of the Deadeye weapon is no longer reduced, setting them apart from other scopes. Cool. The increase in sway when aiming down sights of the Deadeye with the Deadeye weapon during and after moving has been reduced. So reduce sway and you move faster. Love that for the Deadeye weapons. That's going to be... Honestly, we might have to try out some Deadeye scopes then. Deadeyes were kind of always felt like the unloved child because they were like kind of an awkward distance. But yeah, no, this is really good. Levering changes. Uh-oh. Increased levering rate of fire. Okay. Improved spread when levering for more reliable hits. Affects the following weapons: Centennial, Frontier 73C, Vandal 73C, Infantry 73C. So these are the Winnie. This is the Winnie now. The Mako, Ranger 73, and the Terminus. Terminus has increased rate of fire. Okay, we might have to run the Terminus today. Kind of hate that on everything else because I'm just not a huge fan of levering. I think it's very annoying to play against in the same sense that like dual wielding is. But for the Terminus, that might actually be kind of nice. We'll have to try that out. Silencer changes. Normalize iron sights across all silent weapons. The Frontier 73 silencer and Spark silencer rear sight have been cut down to match other weapons. We saw that already, which is a lovely change. Great. Scotfield changes. Increased rate of fire for the Scotfield Precision. Cool. Scotfield Precision kind of fell off once the shorties got introduced, but you know, a little buff to it here and there might bring it back. Improved spread for the Scotfield Spitfire and Scotfield Brawler. I don't think that's really going to do much unless it is a greatly improved spread. I think they're probably still going to be pretty inaccurate, especially with dual wielding and levering, or not levering, fanning. Obra's Extended. I think this is talking about the Obra's Drum. Increase extra ammo capacity for Obra's Extended to give it a clear advantage. Increase recoil for Obra's Extended to make it slightly harder to stay on target. Okay, so it's getting more ammo. I wonder how much. They just say extra ammo capacity. Increased recoil for Obra's Extended makes it slight. Yeah, so it has more sway or more recoil. But yeah, really there was no reason to run the Obra's Drum just because it didn't give you any extra ammo. Sure, not having to reload was nice, but I don't know. That'll be nice. It's 1510 now. That's a lot of ammo. Oh my god, that's a crazy amount of long ammo. I think we'll be seeing the Obra's Drum quite a bit more now. Hunting bow changes. Slightly increased damage for the hunting bow's basic and poison arrows. Lovely. That should make it a little bit more effective for like not getting arm shots point blank. These changes make the hunting bow as effective as it was as if it had Hunter Hands trait in the old version, so before it was nerfed, which means it will get even stronger when Hunter Hands is added post-update. Cool. Wait. Oh, I see. I thought they were saying Hunter Hands wasn't in the game right now. I see what they mean now. So it's just going to do more damage, which is great. And increase custom ammo count from 3 to 5 for all custom ammos. Lovely. My main drawback with bringing special ammo on the bow was you just didn't have very much ammo with it. So ammo boxes kind of felt mandatory, and I don't like bringing ammo boxes. So that's a nice little change there. Good change for the hunting bow. I love that they're going through and like looking at a bunch of just like really not very used weapons, like probably weapons with very low pick rates. Hunting bow probably had some decent pick rate, but honestly, they're just really good changes all around. Minus maybe the levering changes. We'll see how that goes, but ooh, ammo changes. Hee hee. High velocity ammo changes. Damage has been reduced by 5% across the board compared to standard ammo. High velocity ammo's muzzle velocity has been much reduced overall. That's crazy. Now typically only 75 meters to 150 meters faster than standard ammo counterparts, depending on the length of the weapon's barrel. Holy shit, that is probably the biggest change we could have ever seen. That is amazing. Oh my God. So let me talk about this for a second. I'll go through the rest of these first, then I'll say my thoughts on this, aside from just it's amazing. Increased recoil kick, making it harder to stay on target. Reduce extra ammo capacity compared to standard ammo, making each shot count more. They massacred high velocity ammo. And good riddance. Thank God. This also seems like part of it applies to Spitzer ammo too. Reduce extra ammo capacity. Okay, so Spitzer and high velocity get less ammo. High velocity does less damage, and they drastically reduced how much of a benefit you're getting from this. Incredible. Okay, my main issue with high velocity ammo. Special ammo is supposed to be a side grade. It should never be a direct upgrade. Even in situations like slugs where they can be considered a direct upgrade, there are still drawbacks to it. Less ammo. Arm shots don't kill. There should be some drawback over the default ammo to make it so that special ammo is not just the default thing you should be doing. High velocity did not give any downside that wasn't applied to special ammo as a whole. Really, the only major downside is it was harder to resupply, but using it on compact and medium weapons, you've usually had pretty decent ammo economy anyways. So really the only downside was slightly bigger muzzle flash on silencers, and slightly increased recoil, which for a lot of weapons it didn't really matter because they fire so slow. So reducing damage, I don't think that will do very much. It might reduce like some breakpoints. I don't know. I don't think it doesn't. I can't think of anything that would really reduce that breakpoint. Maybe on like the Springfield, it'll do less than 125 damage now. But other than that, I can't really think of anything that's that close to a breakpoint. This, however, is amazing. This is a huge change. This is great to me because what I really liked about weapons default ammo is that muzzle velocity was a way to further balance weapons and to give them certain kinds of niches. So with high velocity, with weapons with high velocity, let's look at like the Vetterli versus the Centennial. Part of the reason that made the Centennial so good and so unique was that 600 meters per second muzzle velocity. That was really, really fast for a medium ammo rifle. However, it was not nearly as special when you could just throw high velocity on like pretty much everything else. So I'm super happy about that. That should make weapons feel a lot more unique and give them a lot more niches. Only 150 meters per second increase is amazing when we were looking at, some weapons like basically getting like 200, 250, like that's such a good change. Thank you, crytek. Finally. um, Spitzer ammo is still considered exotic and experimental during this era. It was a modern concept that revolutionized small arms ammunition by combining a more streamlined projectile with a new high-power propellant, resulting in a flat trajectory at high speeds. By reducing extra ammo capacity, you want to ensure that getting your hands on this was an uncommon occurrence, and that each shot would be considered carefully as to not be wasted. We'll see how that works with ammo boxes. Maybe we'll see some ammo box changes because ammo boxes have kind of become pretty meta. Kind of hoping for that, but we'll see. And then FMJ changes, added stronger recoil and firing FMJ ammo. We'll see how that goes. That might affect fanning, but overall, I don't think that's going to have too much of an effect. Maybe on stuff like the Spitfire or the New Army, but I think that should be okay. MISC ammo changes, increased extra ammo for precision weapons, excluding the Dolch Precision, whose reserve ammo count remains the same. Interesting. So I guess they're really trying to make precision pistols more attractive. So that would apply to the Nagant Precision, the Nagant Precision Deadeye, the Scotfield Precision, and the Uppercut Precision and the Deadeye variant. So I don't know. I'm a fan of that. I'm fine with that, especially since the uppercut's not going to be as dominant anymore. More than likely, I'm fine with the uppercut precision getting a little bit more ammo. I guess we'll see how much that is, but I don't know. Explosive ammo damage over distance has been adjusted to be more consistent with the basic ammo counterparts, considering there is both a projectile and an explosion component for the total damage. Not always easy to keep them feeling consistent. So this affects the uppercut, Mako, Martini, and the Springfield. I don't really know what that means, to be completely honest with you, but I don't know. I mean, seems like they're doing something to explosive ammo. Equipment changes. No. Can we get a moment of silence, please? They have removed the electric lamp from the game. Goodbye, flashlight. You will be missed. You are objectively the worst tool in the entire game. God, were you at least kind of funny? Godspeed. Okay, moving on. Fire damage changes. Increase the burn damage Hellfire bombs. Oh my god. Hellfire bombs burning a big barn. Holy shit. That's all right. Increase the burn damage on alert trip mines from 10 to 25, so you only need to place down one. All right, I hear my cat attacking things. One moment, please. Okay, sorry about that. That was kind of important. My cat was pulling the Ethernet cable off of the wall. She's now in jail now, so you might hear her crying in the background, but she's being a bad kitty. But that could have been bad if she disconnected my fucking Ethernet halfway through this. Anyways, huge glow up for fire changes, or for fire bombs, and for alert trip mines. Hellfire bombs are going to be really funny to hit people with now. That's going to be great. 6 alert trip mines equals insta-death. Can you imagine? Hellfire bomb and alert trip mines will now instantly burn bars. However, having the salve skin trait equipped will allow players to save the bars if the burning is stopped fast enough. So salve skin's going up in value. This also promotes the use of large health chunks more in the never-ending battle of which type of health chunks is more effective. Good change. Trap changes, we saw this already. Significant improvements to how the tripwire traps can be placed in the environment. We saw this in the dev diaries. Placing both ends of the traps are now tested for suitable placement positions, which means that traps can now span across empty spaces like crevices or window frames. Yeah, it looks like most of this we already saw. Changes also benefit the placement of bear traps to be overall more forgiving. Bear traps now apply a short slowdown to their victims and strong increase the damage of bear traps. I guess we'll have to see how much that actually is, but that's going to be cool. Beetle changes. Increase the speed of the fire beetle to match the other beetles. Cool. Increase the burn damage done by the fire beetle to 25, so now it instantly burns a small bar. Perfect. Increase damage done by the stalker beetle explosion 250. The beetles just keep getting buffed. This is amazing. Love that. Beetles might actually have to be... I'm looking now and I'm like, oh, I really want to bring like Hellfire bombs. Oh, but now I really want to bring like a beetle. I want to... Ooh, I like this for the diversity of what you bring for your flex options. Stalemates and closures. Yes, they did talk about this in their things, in their... Oh my god, there's a part 2. Holy shit. They did talk about this in their dev diaries. Faster burning, the burn speed of down hunters is now drastically increased from 1 fire damage per second to 2.5 fire damage per second. Around 50 seconds when down hunters are on the ground with just 125 left, or just 40 seconds of burning when down with 100 left. 40 seconds to save someone is not a lot of time. Even 50 seconds is not a lot of time. The burn speed of a down hunter with the salve skin trait has been increased from 0.75 fire damage per second to 1.65 fire damage per second. So salve skin's going to be really, really, really important now, I think. I think this is going to be a very interesting change. Salve skin's going to be very, not maybe mandatory, but I think it's going to be a much more attractive trait now. And then choke cloud changes. Reduce the choke cloud lifetime of all choke items, so choke bolts, beetles, and bombs from 120 seconds to 60 seconds. So again, trying to make the gameplay a bit more faster, so you're not just, having your teammate doesn't go down, enemy burns them, and then you're throwing a choke bomb, and then you're waiting 2 minutes, and then they burn them again, and then you wait another. Yeah, they're trying to just speed things up.